business was done early, but also, with all respect to the signings, the big one was Florian Wirtz. There was talk about it before the season had finished, and there was a lot of interest by Liverpool, and everybody, all the Liverpool fans were very excited about the name. Of course they were. But suddenly Bayern Munich are interested, someone else is interested, and the big thing was, could Liverpool actually do the deal? And the fact that they did, and the player he is, and he's young, and he's dynamic, and he's tricky, and the way he plays football is the way I love to see people play football. I think he's the most exciting one. Ekitike, yes, Frimpong, Kirkes, brilliant additions. But Florian seems to be the one who adds that little bit of spice to it all.
A big club mentality, winning mentality, doing your business early, getting the signings over the line. And if you look at the players they've signed in terms of Wirtz, 22, Ekitike, 23, Frimpong, 24, Kirkes, 21, young, up-and-coming players that have got experience, that are quality players. And yeah, they're doing the business well. Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards are strong negotiators, and once they get the targets and they get their eye on somebody, they don't really let it go unless it gets silly. But when they want somebody, they go and get it, and they do the business. They don't hang around, and I think that's clear for the manager as well, that he knows. And I didn't really want to bring up, but I think with the tragedy that's happened over Liverpool, I think these quality players will lift the club, and bring, the joy to the. I think these are 4 quality players. If they can get the striker in, I think they are 4 top signings for Liverpool for next season, and for me, I think they're the team to catch again.
Well, listen, the one thing they've done is great credit for. They've strengthened from a position of strength. It's quite easy. Okay, we've won the title, we'll sit back, we'll have a look at it, we'll assess the situation. No, they're the complete opposite. He's known exactly what he's wanted to do, Arne Slot, and he's went out, and Mark is 100% right. The signing of Florian Wirtz, the other players are quality, without doubt, but that for me was a key signing, and it was a significant signing, and it's certainly made a point, I think.
Listen, credit to Liverpool and the way they've done their business. Not just this summer, which, let's be honest, in Premier League terms, Liverpool have won the transfer window, but in years leading up, so that they are able to secure the talents of Wirtz and still be potential bidders for Isak even after the Ekitike purchase. The worrying thing for everybody else is, as I said yesterday, I think it was, that as good as Liverpool were last season, as dominant as they were in the Premier League, by far and away the best team in the league, this version of Liverpool, potentially, they haven't kicked a ball yet, but this version of Liverpool is or can be so much better.
No, I think that, to be fair to Carroll, he called it a long way through last season, that basically Liverpool needed to sign players irrespective of whether they won the league or not. They've obviously lost players, 4 or 5 great players that have served them well over the last few years. So they've had to bring new talent in. They're really measured. They don't panic. I think they've been very calm in the transfer market, and they seem to wait to get the right player, and they've really pounced this summer with probably 1 or 2 more still to come, and it's looking like excellent business on paper with players with lots of years in front of them as well.
All I'm going to say about Liverpool is, while I agree in the potential of this group, if they get all the pieces that they want in place and all those pieces that are delivering to the level that we expect them to, yes, I'm with you, Shaq. They're a little light in numbers right now in the attack. Luis Diaz, gone. Darwin Núñez, potentially gone, as we just reported. The untimely death of Diogo Jota. And you start looking at the numbers itself, and it's kind of like, all right, well, it's Ekitike, Florian Wirtz, Mohamed Salah. We're assuming that Isak is walking through that door, but that's not a fact just yet. And so when you look at what this team might have been in the attack and currently is, they're a little light in terms of the numbers in the attack, and in terms, not necessarily the quality. They have the quality, but I don't see depth in the attack.
The squad is much stronger than it was last season. We could see that in the teams that the manager picked. He didn't have full confidence in certain players, and he's rectified that in terms of players that he's brought in. But I envisage a much tighter title this season, because I think Liverpool will be better.
They've made some amazing signings, and obviously it was sort of, at the start of last year, everyone was criticising them for not being active in the transfer market at all, and then all of a sudden, bang, they've had a window like that, and I think it just makes everyone sit up and take notice, and it's obvious that they're the team to beat.
Do you know what they've done? This is why it's so impressive from Liverpool. Do you know, in a transfer window, we always focus upon, like, who have you signed, who's the big name signing, and they've done that. They've brought in the marquee player. They've signed a Florian Wirtz. The best player to move this summer will be Florian Wirtz. So they've gone out and they splashed the cash and they paid the big bucks and they brought in the marquee talent. But then a crucial manoeuvre in a transfer window is also the tweaks to your team that you desperately need. So where do you need to improve? Make sure that you target where you need to improve and bring in a best in class. In the way that they've done that, they've looked at Andy Robertson and they've realised that he needs help. They've also identified that Tsimikas is not good enough to play for Liverpool. So they've gone and they've signed a best player from the Premier League, who's Premier League proven in that position. So again, perfect transfer window. They've replaced Trent Alexander-Arnold and I believe potentially even elevated that position. I just think that overall, this window, it's got a bit of everything. And if they end up signing the best striker in the Premier League, Alexander Isak, as well, I mean, I think this could be the best and most complete transfer window of all time.
You've got to look at the way the club has been run over the last decade, and it's absolutely first class. To be in this position, to be successful, and on the back of it still be in this position financially, is great. And you've got to give a lot of credit to our recruitment team, to the board. You know, FSG have had a lot of stick, but you know, they obviously had a plan. And now you look, everyone's, you know, licking their lips and saying, you know, board, what a great job you've done. And they obviously had a plan, you know, to at some place be in a very comfortable position like we are.
So I think Liverpool, the way they've recruited, with Wirtz coming in, Frimpong, now they've got Kirkez, they're looking at Gahey. I really think that this Liverpool side now is going to take some beating.
I mean, I don't want to rub salt in your wounds, Alan, but I mean, if Isak does go to Liverpool, which appears likely, even though, you know, people are saying, oh, they've turned it down. I mean, how good are they going to be? I mean, the signings, that's Wirtz and Kirkez, and now, you know, Isak,
Frimpong. You can't argue with the business. The business they've done has been fantastic, all right? And they've won the league. Yes, they won the league. The other teams obviously couldn't catch them, but also they was winning continuous. Their form was so good that even when they drop points, they end up going and win 5 or 6 games on the bounce. However, they've won the league, and instead of just rest on their laurels, they've gone, right, we're gonna add to this team. Arne Slot said, okay, we'll go for the year and not add no one in, and they was phenomenal, right? Probably didn't think they'd win the league, and not the way they did, but this time they've added the firepower in areas that Liverpool needed. But lost Trent, Jeremy Frimpong come in. Andy Robertson's getting older, bringing Kirkez. Now that's a straight swap. Andy Robertson's not giving up his position, is he? Let's be honest. Florian Wirtz has come in. He was the wow factor, the wow signing. And I've got to be honest, nobody thought that Ekitike was coming to Liverpool because everyone thought he was going to Newcastle. But then there's the power. As soon as Liverpool come in, Ekitike, eyes opened, and next minute he signed for Liverpool. I think they've done fantastic business.
We're talking about 9 players already into the squad, and we're all agreeing that there might be even more on the way. That's a hell of a turnaround in players, and whether they can all gel straight away, that is the only question mark. But in terms of the quality, in terms of the experience, been there, seen it, done it. Everybody believes. I mean, Liverpool are absolutely the team to beat this season.